Hi. So I've come to a really interesting, yes, place in the Susurrate Shawl, and I thought I would share with you how I keep this section sort of organized in my mind and in my knitting, because it's not that the knitting itself is difficult, because the brioche isn't that hard. It's just that there are a lot of different things going on at the same time in this section. These are like I guess it's sort of like the middle, but well, it's the last section before you get to the border. And there are, like I said, there are a few things going on. So basically the way I keep this section organized is with stitch markers. And my favorite stitch markers are from the Knitter's Helper. Can you see that good? Knitter's Helper. And they're basically rubber circles, because these are my favorites, and they come in 10 different colors. So you just get the case and you get 10 different colors, and I color code the sections with the stitch markers. So for instance, this particular section right now, and now it hasn't gone to the tech editor, so I'm not sure if she's going to change up the charts at all, but this chart is actually in 3 sections. There's a right section, there's a middle section, and then there's a left section. And the left and right sections mirror each other, so those stitch markers are actually the same. But the middle section is something completely different, and that I have different stitch markers. So for instance, these are orange stitch markers, and you can see that it's just sort of, each section is 12 stitches, and for instance, right here, this is also where I do the drop-in. Oops. I do the drop-ins on these leaves that look like they're falling off the tree, and they just sort of appear out of the knitting. Which shows right here, this is a locking stitch marker, and I have marked where I will be dropping in the next leaf. I've already done this row in the light color yarn on the right side, and when I do the dark color yarn on the right side is where I will do a purl increase on this stitch. So when I'm done with all my orange stitch markers, then I have yellow stitch markers, which in between the yellow stitch markers is the middle chart. And within this chart, we have a lot going on, because we have the regular, these are just 12 stitch sections that are the same as the orange sections actually. And then I have another locking stitch marker to show where I'm going to drop in that another leaf. And then in between the red stitch markers is this next section, which are actually a little bit uneven on the right side and the left side. So that gets kept straight. And then between the pink stitch markers is this leaf motif that I'm still continuing on. Then we come over to the left side, and once again we have the orange stitch markers. Here's the last leaf that gets dropped in, and it's all pretty straightforward that way, and I can keep it straight. Like I said, the knitting isn't so difficult in this section, at least it's pretty standard. The increases are all done on like right sides and stuff, but the border's coming, and that is super hard knitting, but we'll get back to that. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you if you're knitting Susurrate, and if you are knitting Susurrate, then thank you so much. I hope you love it. Thank you.